Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome back for part 2 of our poncho that is called the Mint Kiss. And the original picture explains why I called it the Mint Kiss. It kind of reminds me of a cross between a Hershey Kiss and an Andes candy. But at any rate, let's go ahead and get right back into where we left off. You should have ended round 18. Round 19 is your next increase round. So we're going to go ahead and reach in there to our slipped stitch. And I am caught up on this one and not the dark one. So this is the one we're working on today. All right. Same pattern, same everything. Everything's going exactly the same, just a different color. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom down in here so that way you can see what's going on. All right, so we slip stitch 2. You should have ended with slip stitching and having 2 double crochets. So we're going to go ahead and reach down in between those 2 double crochets and slip stitch 2 there. Now we're going to go ahead and place 3 double crochets into that stitch, starting with a chain 3. 1, 2, 3. That is our first double crochet of this round. Place 2 more, 1 and 2. That's going to give us 3 to start with. Then we're going to go over here and we're going to go to that center double crochet of the 5. And we're going to put 5 double crochets into that stitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we got 5 stacked on top of 5. Now we're going to reach over to our next 2 double crochets and do like we have been doing and place 5 double crochets into that space. Now this is your repeat all the way around to the very end. So this is what it's going to look like. It's going to get real thick because there's going to be so many double crochets and they're all these groups of 5. I'm going to go ahead and continue working around for round 19, and I'm going to meet back up with you to finish off round 19. Okay, so at the end of this round, we're going to go ahead and close this round up by, let me get you down here again. So we have 3 double crochets, including our chain 3. We need 2 more double crochets to complete our group of 5 into that same stitch. And then you're going to slip stitch to the top of your chain 3. That completes your increase round. Round 19, you should now have 140 double crochets. So we're going to go ahead and start with round 20. Now for round 20, I'm going to continue to use the same size hook. And then from 21 to 42, I am going to jump up to my 10.5K hook. All right, so I'm going to slip stitch in between my chain 3 that I slip stitch to. I'm going to slip stitch there. So we're going to start back into the original pattern. Chain 1, 2, and 3. Now where we're going to be working our 5 double crochets is in between these 2 fans or shells of double crochets. So right in between the 2. So go right in here and place 5 double crochets all into that same space. And this is going to be your repeat around. There's 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to go and skip the next 1, 2 double crochets. And in between, just like we've been doing in the previous rounds, we're going to place a double crochet right into that space in between those stitches. Then we're going to skip over the double crochet, the next double crochet, and right next to it, we're going to place another double crochet in between those 2 double crochets. So that is your repeat. We'll go through this one more time. We're going to skip the next 1, 2 double crochets, and into this space before the next group of 5, we're going to place 5 double crochets into that space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we're going to skip the next 2, 1, 2, and right next to it, we're going to place a double crochet into that space. Then we're going to skip the next one and place a double crochet next to it. And you're just going to continue that repeat all the way around for round 20. I'm going to meet up with you at the end of this round, show you how to complete the round, and then we'll switch over to our bigger hook. All right, we're coming up to the end of round 20. We're going to finish round 20 off by skipping your next 2, and next to that second stitch before your chain 3, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, double crochet, and slip stitch to the top of your chain 3. Now you're going to go back to repeating the rounds that you did previously. Right here where we started before the increase, you're going to go back to repeating that. I'm going to slip stitch into the space between the 2 double crochets. I'm going to change hooks and go to my bigger hook and chain 1, 2, and 3 and place 2 more double crochets into that space. And where you have your group of 5, that's where you skip the first 2 and place a double crochet next to the second one into the space between the second and the third double crochet of the 5. Then you skip 1 and repeat. Place a double crochet in the space between the double crochets and then repeat. Right here we have 2 double crochets. You have to pay close attention on this round specifically because everything is so close together. So you're going to skip the next 2, then you have 2 double crochets. You're going to skip the first one, and into the space between them, you are going to place 5 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we jump over to our next group of 5, and we are going to skip 1, 2, and place a double crochet after that second one. Then we're going to skip the next one and place a double crochet in the space next to it. Continue that repeat all the way around for rounds, well, for round 21. And on the end of this round, I will meet up with you. Okay, so here we are coming up to the end of round 21. We're going to end by adding 2 double crochets to the same stitch space that we have started the round with the 3. So go ahead and into that same stitch space, add 2 more double crochets, and that will give you a total of 5. We're going to slip stitch to the top of our chain 3. And next to your chain 3, you're going to insert your hook, pull up a loop, and slip stitch into that space. Chain 1, 2, and 3. And we're going to jump over and place 5 double crochets in between those 2 double crochets. So you skip 1, 2, and 3 and place 5 double crochets into the space. This is your repeat for round 22. Now you're going to skip 1, 2, 3, and in between those 2 stitches, you're going to place a double crochet. Just continuing on with the pattern that we were previously doing. Then you're going to jump over that next double crochet and place a double crochet next to it in that space. And then just repeat 5 double crochets into the next space between those 2 double crochets. So you skip 1, 2, 3 and place 5 double crochets into the next space. And then you're going to skip 1, 2, and 3, and into the space between those double crochets, you're going to place a double crochet. Then you're going to skip over your next double crochet, and into the space next to it, place a double crochet. Just like that. Continue working with that repeat, and we'll meet back up to finish the round. At the end of round 22, you're going to place 1 double crochet into, you're going to skip 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and you're going to place 1 double crochet in the space between those 2 double crochets, just like you've been doing all the way around. And then you're going to slip stitch to the top of the chain 3. Then you're simply going to repeat rounds 21 and 22 for the remainder of the body of the poncho. Now, the remainder of the poncho can be as long or as short as you wish. Now, when you're working your body of the poncho, you're going to want to measure it accordingly when you're putting it on. If you're wanting it to fall somewhere around your wrist to your fingertips, our part down here, the trim on it down here, is going to be anywhere from 5 to 5.5 inches. This particular yarn in this poncho is hand spun by me, so it may be a little bit different than your standard run-of-the-mill worsted weight, Aran weight, number 4 weight yarn. So, and it also depends on your tension. For me, it's 5 inches. So when you're working on your poncho and you say, I want it to my fingertips. You know, by taking the measuring tape and going to the tip of your fingers, 5 inches up on your hand is where you're going to stop the main part of your poncho. Give or take, you know, it's all going to matter on your tension and all of that. But just as a general reference, 5 inches from the tip of your finger or 5.5 inches from the tip of your finger. And please remember that your yarn is going to relax. Your stitches is going to relax. So it will grow a little. But yeah, you can just work the body of it to approximately, 5 inches from the tips of your fingers, 5.5 inches. And then we will jump into working on the trim for it. For this particular poncho that you've seen in the picture at the beginning of the video, I worked a total of, after my 19th round, after my increase round, I worked rounds 20 through 42. So 22 rounds total after my increase round. That is for me, and I'm only 5'3". So take that as you will. It's going to be dependent on your particular tension and how long you want it to be. That's completely and entirely up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and continue working on my next 22 rounds. And I will meet up with you after round, or at the end of round 42 in part 3 for the final trim section of the Mint Kiss poncho. Thank you all for tuning in. And if you have any questions about the poncho or anything to do with this, tutorial, please, comment down below or send me an email. All that information will be in the description box below as well. I want to say thank you for watching. Be blessed, be a blessing, and we'll see you for part 3.